Hello. Hmm. So, ants colony optimization, this is another meta-heuristic algorithm, right? While I am delivering the things, some of you keep on responding to me so that I know that you are connected. Hmm? Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I visible there? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ex- the
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Excel
Excel
file.
sheet is getting interfered.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Excel sheet is visible to you.
Yes,
Hmm?
sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. So now, mm, uh, in like ants colony optimization, this is the particle swarm optimization, or we call it as a particle swarm intelligence, right? Particle means it talks about the group intelligence. You understand? Like there is a flock of birds that fly in the group. Hmm. There is school of fish that swim in the pond or sea in the group. Hmm. You are all there in the classroom in group. Hmm. So this algorithm is inspired from the group intelligence and group's movement towards optimization, right? Everyone getting
Yes,
what
sir.
is the philosophy of this algorithm?
Yes,
Hmm.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we will not talk much about the philosophy because we have to cover this lecture in shortest time. Uh, so I will be talking more about how to solve the problem than on the philosophy. But if, on the philosophical front, you simply remember that it is inspired from the group behavior wherein the group reaches the target. Hmm. Now, as far as the group is concerned, hmm, you just think of the group in connection with you. You are in the classroom, there are two drivers which drive you for doing your best, right? One is your individual best performance. Okay, you just imagine that you were in first semester, there you scored some CGP, right? Then in second semester you scored you scored some SGP. Then third semester, fourth semester. So amongst by taking all these semesters together, you had your CGP sometime best. Might be it was best in your third semester. So that third semester's CGP, SGP will keep on inspiring you. That will keep on giving you the drive to do better. This is one drive. That is called as personal drive, personal based drive. Right? Are you getting what I am speaking?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You either get inspired by some of your best performance, and second driver is you get inspired by global best performance. Global best means there must be someone in your class who has topped in your class. Okay, his top performance will also inspire you to do best. So there are always two drivers. One is personal best and another is global best. Okay, this particle swarm intelligence is based on these two drivers. Okay, every moment of yours is contributed by your best performance and global best performance, that is somebody else's best performance. Right? Now we will be applying this philosophy to a problem which you see in the first cell. Are you seeing the cursor? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
Yes,
minimize
sir.
z equal to 1 minus x1 square plus 100 times x2 minus x1 square, the whole bracket square. This is called as, this is a function which is famous by the name Rosenbruch's function. Rosenbruch's function. Okay. This is a multimodal function. It has many peaks, it has many pits, right? So we will be taking, in this problem, we'll be taking 8 particles, right? 8 particles. Here you see in the first column, in the B column of Excel, 8 particles, right? Now 8 particles means we will be taking 8 random values of x1 and x2, right? I know that the value of x1 lie between -1 to probably 2, -2 to 2, and x2 lie between -1.5 to +1.5. This is not there on the Excel sheet, but you just remember or you note it on your Excel sheet specifically. X1 lies between -2 to 2 and x2 lies between -1.5 to +1.5. So what we did, we have taken some random values between -2 to 2 in x1 column. We have taken something like 8 values for x1 and 8 random values for x2. Okay, are you getting this thing so far? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone got x1's 8 random value between -2 to 2 and x2's 8 random values between -1.5 to 1.5 we have taken. How to do this, you know very well. You take a random number, and by I'll be talking about how to take this number specifically later on. But for understanding, I think this is enough. Okay. Now, by putting this x1, x2 value in the Rosenbruch function, we have got the function values. We got 8 function values for 8 combination of values of x1 and x2. Right? Now, we will be considering these 8 particles as 8 students of first semester. So now they don't have anything to compare against. So whatever is the function value here in column E is their personal best value. Okay. And amongst all this personal best, one value I am finding in column E and row 8. E8 cell, that is the minimum. That is global best also. That E8 is the candidate who scored best. Best here means least, because my objective function is minimized. Okay. So I hope you have understood personal best. P best stand for personal best and G best stand for global best. Siddesh. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes.
P best and G best concept you have understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, now we will try now to find the position of these 8 particles in their next moment. Now, as I have said to you that there are 2 drivers. One is personal best and another is global best. So what we will be doing now, we will be finding out that how much away the current x1 is from the personal best. How much away it is from personal best? It is 0 distance away, because this itself, first particle's x1 position is the personal best position. Okay, because there is nothing to compare with, right? Are you getting? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So x1's value 1.89 is the personal best position for particle 1, and x2's values 0.516 is the personal best position, personal best x2 for first particle. Okay, so there is no drive as far as personal drive from personal best is concerned, because there is no distance between the current particle and the personal best, because both are same. So P drive, that is personal drive from personal best, in x1 direction is 0. Here you see is 0, and the drive from personal best in x2 direction is also 0. Okay, this is in fact 1.89 minus 1.89 and 0.516 minus 0.516. Right, now we'll talk about global base drive in x1 direction, for global base drive for in x1 direction. Right, now you see the global based x1 coordinate is 1.014. Okay, global based, and the coordinate with which we are concerned is 1.89. Right, so 1.014 minus 1.89, right? That is, here you see the formula $8 minus C4. That will explain you what we are doing, right? $8 is this thing, all right? $8 is the global best x1 coordinate. C4 is the coordinate with which we are concerned right now. So $8 minus C4 is getting me minus 0.876. Likewise, I am getting the global best drive in x1 direction for all the particles. Now, for example, second particle, it is the difference between $8. $8 means 1.104 minus 1.89. All right. So you are getting it minus 0.13. Likewise, in cell I6, I7. Note that in cell I8 I am getting it 0. Why? Because it will be $8 minus C8. Okay, and likewise I am getting the global best drive in x1 direction for 6 particle, 7 particle and 8 particle. Similarly, I'll be getting the global base drive in x2 direction. Now what it will be? It will be dealing the same thing but in x2 column. Okay, for example, here it will be $8 minus T4. Okay, $8 is 0.411 minus 0.516. I am getting it minus 0.105. Okay, if anyone has any doubt in between, please call me. Please talk to me. Anyone has any doubt till J column?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Vikram?
No, sir.
Vikram? No.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Understood.
Everyone understood till J column?
Yes,
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Then now what you do, you take 4 random numbers column, 4 random number columns. Okay. Here you are seeing K, L, M and N. Okay. Now you understand what for these 4 random number columns I am taking, right? First random number column will be multiplying the personal drive in x1 column. Second random number column will be multiplying with personal drive in x2 column. Third random number column, that is M column, will be multiplying the global drive in x1 direction, and fourth random number column, that is n column, will be multiplying the global drive in x2 direction. Now it is not necessary that I will be specifically multiplying column K with column G, because they are random number. Any column can multiply any column from G to J. Okay, that's your choice, right? But all in all, the point is, column in one column L will be multiplying one column from G to J here, and column M will be multiplying one column from the rest of our columns from G to J likewise. Okay, now after doing this, we add the results to get it is coming to I'll be getting the velocity now in x1 direction. Okay, velocity in x1 direction, right? How do I get that? Just check. So initial velocity of all these particles I have taken 0. Here you see in cell H1, initial velocity I have taken at 0, and normally it is to be taken 0. There is no way other than taking it 0. And initial velocity in x2 direction I have taken that also 0. Had there been x3, I would have taken the initial velocity in x3 direction 0. Right? Understood? Now, what I am doing, that in initial velocity, I am adding the drive due to personal based in x1 direction. So this is x1 direction initial velocity plus some random number times the drive due to personal based in x1 direction plus some random number times global drive in x1, global based drive in x1 direction will be giving me this velocity. Okay, just check here. It is giving you 0. 0 is the velocity here, right? 0 is the first velocity component. You just check in the formula section of cell O4. Here it is 0 plus K4. K4 means a random number this multiplied by G4, right? So here I keep that number K4 multiplied by G4 plus M4 multiplied by I4. Okay, I4 is the global based drive in x1 direction, will be giving me the velocity in x1 direction. Likewise, I'll be getting the velocity in x2 direction. It will be how? It will be initial velocity in x2 direction or previous velocity in x2 direction plus personal based drive in x2 direction multiplied by the random number. Okay, multiplied by the random number in column L plus global based in x2 direction multiplied by the random number in column N. Okay, that will be giving you the velocities. Okay, this way you calculate the new velocities, right? Once again, I need the feedback from you because we are at the end of first table. And once you have understood the first table, second table, third table will be very easy for you. I won't have to explain much, and you won't have to understand much. Okay, tell me, Vikram.
Yes, sir.
Understood so far?
Yes, sir.
Now, coming on to second table. Now what we do, the position first particle was 1.89 at 1.89 position. Now to that first particle we will be adding this velocity to get its new position. 1.89 minus 0.80422 will be giving me new x1. Okay, Right here you can understand the thing by formula, like it is L4. Sorry. Here it is C4. C4 means its first position of the particle 1 plus O4 means the velocity imparted to that particle will be giving you the position of new position of first particle in x1 direction. Likewise, new position of the first particle in x2 direction will be obtained by D4 plus P4. All right. So we get the position for all the 8 particles, new position for all the 8 particles, that is x1, x2 values we will be getting, and by putting these values in the objective function, we will be getting the objective function value. Now once again, we will be finding out the personal best. Now these particles are in second semester. Okay. Now, second semester result will be compared with all earlier semester, that is for you first semester. Now, when you compare the function value for the first particle, it is the best function value in the second position, means in the first particle second position. This is better as compared to this one, 931. 51 point something is better. So here I write personal best. This is the personal best position. Now second particle 442 as compared to 741. This is better. All right.
Yes, sir.
Just एक मिनट राज, इनको बोल सर लेक्चर पे है, बाद में बात करें. Right. So second position, this is personal best. Then 66.70, 3.76 here. This is personal best. Then 669, 186, 186. Second position is the personal best. Then 38 here, and 38 continues to be fifth particle function value, and fifth particle itself has not changed. What is the reason for not changing the fifth particle's position? Because it doesn't have any drive. It doesn't have the drive because of its personal best. It doesn't have the drive because of global best, because that particle itself was a global best. Okay, topper doesn't get the drive by himself. Okay, because he himself is a topper, so he will not be driven by his being topper. Okay, others will be driven by this person who is topper, right? So this fifth particle was having his performance as personal best and global best. So the velocity concerning to the fifth particle in their earlier position is 0, 0. So their positions in their new position, fifth particle's new position, continue to be same, right? So now here we are saying that all the particles from 1 to 7 are having their personal best position, right? And 8 particle is now the personal best and global best also, right? Suppose say this value, instead of being 2.96, it would have been 42.96. Then your global best would have been the same point, which was the best in earlier position of all the particles, right? All in all, the personal best position and the global best position you will be finding by comparing all their previous positions. Okay, if their previous position is giving you better function value, then that position will be personal best. not the current position. Okay, that is true with the global best also. If your earlier position gave you the best function value, then you treat that point as the global best point. Okay, there is no need of treating the current points as global best or current points as personal best, right? This is exactly means if you have any trouble in understanding some of the concept, you just refer to yourself. Okay, suppose say you scored best SGP in second semester. So even if you are in eighth semester, your second semester SGP will keep on driving you, right? You got my point, Vikram?
Yes, sir.
Huh. So the crucial decision in your case will be declaring the personal best and global best position. The rest of the mathematics is all the same, right? Once again, the personal best drive in x1 direction, because this point itself is the personal best. So this x1 position minus the personal best x1 position, the difference is 0. 1.0857 minus 1.0857 is 0. So personal best drive for all the particles is coming 0 here. Okay. Then global best, as we have computed global best in earlier iteration, will be computing this in this iteration. See here, now this difference we are finding the difference between global best x1 coordinate that lies in C 23rd cell. Okay, column C 23rd row. This is the global best x1. Okay, and D column D column and 23rd row is a global best x2. So every other coordinate is to be, including that itself, is to be subtracted from these two coordinates, giving you the global drive in x1 direction, global best drive in x1 direction, and global best drive in x2 direction. Once again, you take the random numbers, 4 columns, and now you will be getting new velocity. For getting new velocity, you will have to refer your earlier velocity, right? Like for example, particle 1's velocity I have to find. So particle 1's earlier velocity is minus 0.80. Okay, minus 0.80 here. Then we will be adding random number times the personal drive in x1 direction plus the random number times x1 drive, means that is global base drive in x1 direction. That will give me this velocity. Okay, but the formula once again will clarify the things to you, right? That is, you must be seeing the cell O1 in blue marks, O4 in blue marks, and then P1 drive getting multiplied with that this
Random
cell
number in K16.
K16, then global best drive in x1 column, that is I column, multiplied by random number in M16 is giving you this velocity. So I hope you understood how to get all the velocities in the velocities after second position, that is second iteration. Those are all there in the O and P column, right from 15th to 23rd row, right? Lastly, just because the personal best things are now changing. That's why I am explaining, because even though the discussion is same, but the personal best things are changing. That's why just to clarify everything, I am coming to the third position of all the particles. third position of all the particle means third iteration. All right. So by adding this velocity to this particle position, I am getting their new positions in C and D column, right from row number 28 to 35. Then I am getting the function values. Now, by comparing the function value with earlier personal best, if this is lesser than earlier personal best, then this will be personal best. If this is not lesser than earlier, then earlier will be personal best, right? For example, you see the function value of third particle, 37 it is. Now, when I am seeing 37, I am comparing it with the third particle position, earlier third, position of third particle, earlier position of third particle, that is 3.766. So this is personal best, and that's why I have written dash here. Dash means this is not personal best. Earlier position is personal best. If at earlier position also there is a dash, then you have to refer to earlier position, earlier to that, earlier, right? So this dash I have written, that means this is not personal best, earlier is personal best. Okay, fourth particle continues to have is the personal best position. Fifth particle position is personal best, sixth is personal best, seventh is earlier is personal best, and eighth is earlier is personal best and global best also, right? Now, while getting the personal best drives in x1 direction, you will be referring to the earlier iterations x1, x2 coordinate. Okay, right here you see. Okay, here those are 0, but while computing this, you remember, you see the formula there, C16 minus C13, C30. C30 is the current position, and C18 is the earlier best position. Okay, sorry, where I am, this is that C18 is the earlier best position for third particle. Okay, so when you come here, most of your doubts will be clear. Okay, likewise, you will be in position now to find a global best drive in x1 direction, global best drive in x2 direction. Then once again, the 4 random numbers you will be getting. Every time you will be having new random numbers, right? And then you will be getting the velocity in x1 direction, x2 direction. Okay, likewise, the particle will keep on changing the position, right? In earlier iteration, the 8 particle was leader. Still 8 particle is the leader, global, means it is the topper. But right now it has worsened, but its earlier position was the driving position. It was giving the drive, global drive. Okay, so now based on this understanding, you will be seeing the fourth position of the particle, all particles yourself, and after getting the fourth position, you will be getting at least the fifth position of all the particles. I have not continued the analysis after fifth position. It is the same way you have to continue ahead. But as far as exams are concerned, it is enough if you demonstrate earlier 2 positions, first 2 positions of the all particles, 8 particles. I understand that in exam it may not be possible for you to. It may not be possible for you to take 8 particles and continue the things ahead. Okay, manually when you are required to do in exam. Okay, in that case you may be taking 6 particles only. When you are doing the things in exam, 6 particles means my intention is to allow you to take 3 particles per variable. Okay. So now, now that this problem is over, I want your feedback whether it is understood by all. One by one.
Sir, sir, one question, sir. In the C and D column, you said we have to choose for x1 values between -2 to +2, and for x2 we have to choose values between -1.5 to +1.5.
Okay.
Sir, how did we arrive at these ranges?
No, yeah, these ranges are given. As far as this problem is concerned, this range was given. If that is not given, then you may take a very wide range for it, wherein you are very sure that means x1 won't cross these limits. For that matter, you can take it from -10 to 10. You may even take it from -100 to 100. Okay, if you are not very sure, because it is a computer which will be doing all the job for you. These algorithms are not meant for doing the meant for working manually, right?
Okay.
So -100, 100 particles, initially they are quite apart.
Yes, sir.
Now as they find, they get driven, they will come closer to the target.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is a one phenomena that is called as cohesion. Okay, that occurs in particle swarm optimization. I intentionally have not talked about it because we had less time. Okay.
Yes,
So automatically when you try to get the visual of this, you will find that a quite separated particle, after some time they come closer. Okay,
yes, sir.
while keeping certain distance between them, as there is a distance in particle, they are separated from each other. While being separate from each other, they are closer, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir,
uh,
also in the columns K, L, M, N,
uh,
the random numbers are. Is there any range in between which we have to
no,
find
those
those
random
random?
numbers are between 0 to 1.
Okay, 0 to 1.
These random numbers are between 0 to 1. There is one more factor which I haven't talked about. Hmm, that is, how much importance do you think you should give to personal best performance, and how much importance do you think you should give to global best performance? Okay, there are some students in the class who believe in themselves and get driven by their best performance whenever that might have occurred. Okay, they don't care about that he was topper. Okay, they believe in themselves. Okay, and there are some students who get driven by somebody else's best performance, and they get less driven by themselves. Okay, so these factors vary according to that. C1 is the factor which is giving the weight to personal drive, personal best drive, and C1 is the factor which is giving, which is a weight given to the global best drive, right? So in this case, I have taken these two factors as 1. So actually the formula for finding velocity is initial velocity, previous velocity, plus C1 multiplied by random number multiplied by personal drive due to x1 in x1 direction, plus C2 multiplied by some other random number multiplied by drive due to global based in x1 direction. Okay, if you write this formula, you will find it a complex thing, but if you understand this formula, you will find this as easy thing. I want you to take the things in a natural way. Okay, So you, whenever you will be giving time to your own understanding, that time you try to understand it in a natural way. Okay, right? So you can separate the things like X1 drive, X2 drive. Okay,
Yes, sir.
like this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Sir, for
one
this,
thing,
sir, for
yeah,
the sake of simplicity, we have set weights for personal drive and global drive to be one, just for the
one
sake of simplicity. But in ideal
simplicity.
cases, sir, but in ideal cases, wouldn't we have to?
You can do experimentation.
Yes, sir.
Means earlier you can do experimentations when you are working on the computer. On the computer you will be having your program wherein you can give this as input. Okay, matlab C1 equal to 1 or C1 equal to 2. What you can give various weights to this. There
Sir,
is
then the
one more.
global weight should be greater than the personal weight.
Mm, yeah, should be. It should be. Hmm. But it's not mandatory. Okay, it's not mandatory. So because it is the things are working on computer that time, you can vary the weight of C1 while keeping C2 same. Uh,
Yes, sir.
you can keep C1 1 and vary C2,
Yes, sir.
or you can vary both of them. Hmm. Because you don't have to do anything, computer is taking care of all this. Okay, and based upon C1 and C2 you can observe the performance. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
This is that there is one more thing which I have not talked about, but you can very well understand it. I am multiplying C1, I am multiplying personal base drive by C1. I am multiplying global base drive by C2. I can multiply earlier velocity by what is called as inertia factor. Okay, this we are not doing in our problem, hmm, but it has been observed that birds fly, their journey or fish's journey is smooth. Okay, they don't abruptly change their velocities. Okay, have you seen any bird or particle or any student abruptly changing their performance or velocities,
No, sir.
positions? Hmm. So, what if you don't give any weight to earlier velocity? Then what happens? You will be seeing that the position of the particle is abruptly changing. There is no smoothness. So to have the smoothness effect, what we do, we give some weight, higher weight to earlier velocity. So there is a constant multiplying to earlier velocity, that is called a theta constant or inertia, not as such constant. Every iteration its value will diminish from zero point 0.9, in the next iteration it will be 0.8, in the next iteration it will be 0.7, like that it goes on decreasing. That's your choice. Okay, it is not mandatory thing to multiply earlier velocity. What we are doing now, we are multiplying earlier velocity by 1. Okay, but some researchers propose that in the first iteration you multiply it by 1, in the second iteration you multiply earlier velocity by 0.9, in the third iteration you multiply earlier velocity by 0.8, and once it comes to 0.5, once again you keep on increasing it, so that you will be getting a smooth effect, smooth position, smooth changes in the particle position. Okay, just to have better view and better optimization. Okay, that is called as inertia factor, and that factor multiplies to earlier velocities. In this problem I have not taken that factor, because my intention was just to make you understand, and once you understand you can on your own implement this in inertia factor. Okay, Ankit, understood?
Yes, sir.
Siddesh,
Yes, sir.
Vikram,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
and others, please respond. I don't remember suddenly the names. Everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I'll be doing now, I'll be stopping the recording. I'll check it myself and I will mail it to. If the file is bigger, I'll be mailing it to any one of you, and then you do certain processing of the file and distribute it in your group. Right?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
And one more thing, the problem which we solved in geometric programming, okay, the problem which we solved in geometric programming, that box problem, open box problem, Ankit,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
that you attempt by particle swarm optimization in Excel. That is your assignment. Okay.
sir. Okay, sir.
ओके, एक्सेल शीट में वो आपको करना है. हाँ,
Okay, sir.
और मतलब एंड मेल मी अर्लीस्ट. ऑलराइट,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
एंड यू बी you just be watchful for the messages which I'll be sending on WhatsApp. Okay,
Okay, sir.
that
Yes,
may
sir.
contain the assignments. Okay,
Yes, sir.
your examination might be through these assignments, which will be different for different students. Okay, and take your time, right? Yeah,
Yes,
Ankit,
sir.
Yes, sir.
to stop the recording. Yeah, here it is.
So the same.
Stopping the recording. It will get saved. Where does it get saved?